As we continue to study about Black History Month, this week we want to talk about the Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee Airmen was an elite group of African American pilots in the 1940s. They were pioneers in equality and integration of the armed forces. The Tuskegee Airmen included pilots, navigators, bombarders, maintenance and support staff, instructors, and all the personnel who kept the planes in the air. The Tuskegee Airmen not only battled enemies during wartime, but they also fought against racism and segregation, which was proving that they were just as good as any other pilot. Racism was common during World War II, and many people did not want blacks to become pilots. They trained in overcrowded classrooms and airstrips, and they suffered from the racist attitude of some military officials. The Tuskegee Airmen suffered many hardships, but they proved themselves to be world-class pilots. Even though the Tuskegee Airmen proved their worth as military pilots, they were still forced to operate in segregated units and did not fight alongside of their white countrymen. The men earned the nickname Red-Tailed Angels, since the bombers considered their escorts angels, and the red paint on the propeller and tail of their planes. By the end of the war, 992 men had graduated from Negro Air Corps pilots training at Tuskegee. 450 were sent overseas for combat assignment, and during the same period, about 150 lost their lives while training or on combat flights. These black airmen managed to destroy or damage over 409 German airplanes, 950 ground units, and they sank a battleship destroyer. They ran more than 200 bomber escort missions during World War II. Martin Luther King Jr. made a statement. He said, "I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed, which is, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." These men proved themselves over and over when they were trained down in Tuskegee. And because of their training and because of their vigor to fight for America, they were able to help us in so many ways. And for that, we are grateful. When First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt visited Tuskegee Army Airfield in 1941, she insisted on taking a ride in an airplane with a black pilot at the controls. Her pilot was Charles Anderson. Then she insisted that her flight with Anderson be photographed and that the film developed immediately so that she could take the photographs back to Washington. And it was there that, in Washington, that Eleanor Roosevelt used the photograph to convince her husband, FDR, to activate the participation of the Tuskegee Airmen in North Africa and in the European theater. So you can say that Eleanor Roosevelt was instrumental in getting the Tuskegee Airmen the freedom to fight